I'm the one having internet issues, and you're like, I don't know. Are we ready?
Mentally, physically, am I ready? I don't know.
I don't know. I've
got my back to prevent rapists, so we've got.
Yeah.
Jen's like, ain't no one getting me.
Take it everywhere with you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I know. That's crazy.
Like, it was bad enough to know that it was 6 years ago, and then like, yeah, these pictures are for like the last 8 years, and I'm going, what? Like, no. That's
I'm like,
really
yikes. And then I called exactly, like, apparently we're just jumping right into this. I called I called exactly what had happened. I was like, he probably was fixated on her before she was even in a relationship. And then he got super jealous and snapped when she was like all happy. I'm like, oh.
Well, and when I found out that it was the night that the engagement, that was when it hit me, and I was like, ooh, I have a feeling someone's not happy. And then I was like, well, what would have made him snap this second time? And I'm going, oh, maybe it's Colin. I was for sure it was Colin for a long time.
Absolutely.
I was ready to throw Colin under the bus. Like, even when he was in the hospital all laid up after being attacked, I was like, he probably did it to himself. This is rude. This is just snake in the grass right here.
I was like, nope, I still don't trust him.
Really? Okay, so at that point, I was like, all right, you're off my suspect list. I was trying to be nice to him at that point.
He's all laid up. He's comatose. We're like, nope, sorry.
No, he totally did it to himself. Yeah.
Well, and I think for the reason for that for me was because I want to say she had said something about the fact that she would recognize his face. Because at first I was just like, oh, it was probably dark. She couldn't see him.
Yeah.
And then they were like looking at pictures, and she's like, I don't recognize him. And I'm like, okay, so you must know something about him in order to recognize him. Or like if he had grabbed her from behind, he would have seen his eyes, or like the voice might have given it away. So I was like, maybe. So I don't know.
Hi, Alicia.
Alicia.
Hi, Christy. How are you? Yeah, we just jumped right in.
Yeah.
Hello. Colin did it!
Yes.
Hi, Julie. How are you? Elizabeth is here. Hello, how are you?
Oh my gosh, Sarah, you just put a jacket on and I'm already like sweating bullets over here.
I'm sweating. My hair is down. And I'm like, I can't stand it. My hair might go up halfway through the
Put it up, Nicole. Put it up.
And I'm like, oh my God, the curls are being cute today. What? It's 9,000 degrees. I'm like, okay.
Literally 97 outside, guys. Not a lie.
Shannon's here. Hi, Shannon. We've missed you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Nicole, but I was like, I saw that and I'm going, like, I wish I could put a jacket on.
That is totally 2 guests. Yes. Okay, so 2 guests. Guests, introduce yourselves.
Go ahead,
Hi,
Sarah.
I'm Sarah from the Bookish Knitter. And yeah, that's and also co-host of a new podcast.
Yes.
Can I?
Ooh,
Called the Categorically Romance Podcast. Me and Bree from Falling for Romance on Instagram. All we talk is category romance. So this would be the place for me to talk about that and mention it. So
what's the name of the podcast?
The Categorically Romance Podcast.
Because I'm just catching up on all of the John Green and Hank Green podcasts.
They have
several of them. So now I'm looking for a new one. So this is it.
We're only like 3 or 4 episodes in, but somebody here might be coming up on an episode later this month.
Exciting.
Who could that be?
I don't know.
Is it Jack Ryan?
Yes, Jack Ryan.
My cat interviewed yours.
Yes.
Hi, Danielle. Hi, Deja.
Hello, everybody.
Aaron, it is your turn.
Yes.
All right. So I am Aaron. I'm from the Book Brood, very small channel, but it's a channel that my spouse and I co-host together. And that's about it. We read very different things.
It's actually really cool, like watching your wrap-ups, because it is so different and I love it.
I know. I'm always just like, oh yes, this was this Regency romance that I just read and I loved it. And she's just like, this is some nonfiction that depressed me and made me think how the world is terrible.
Very
it's good that people read those. But.
Absolutely, yeah. those are few and far between. I'd like jump right back into my romance because I need my happily ever after.
Right? Yes.
Oh yeah.
But everybody, Erin and Sarah's social media links are in the description box. So please go ahead and subscribe and follow if you haven't already. I haven't actually finished the book yet. That's okay, but I know who did it.
That's kind of the biggest point at that. You're good for the spoilers.
You're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know things are gonna work out. It's just how they're gonna work out. And like honestly, like this book was intense. It was dark. It touched on a very dark subject. There was even a content warning in the beginning, which kudos to Julie and Lindsey for putting content warnings because I know that's very important. Would that be somebody that bought a Billion Blaze novel? Yes. Yeah. Actually, Sarah just got a bunch of category romances too. What was it, like 200 something?
250.
What? Oh my gosh.
Put mine to shame. I'm like, I'm just over here with my 78.
That's when you hear
I got a good deal.
I got 78. She got 250. Okay, I held back.
I held back.
I was being good.
Oh yeah, rainbow. I love looking at rainbow shells, but I could never actually do it.
Yes, that's all Heidi there.
Yeah. This book was fast paced.
It was very much so.
I feel like all of her categories are like that though. I feel like it starts from like page 1 where they're like the heroine is usually running, she feels something, around, and it's just like bam. She's either attacked, kidnapped, something.
Strap on your running shoes because we're running.
Pretty much.
Hi, Charles, how are you?
Charles.
Hey, Charles.
Wait, I'm a chat moderator. Yes, you are. Don't abuse the power.
I just feel like
you in timeout. No. Mute. No one can talk about me. He already sat and causing some mayhem in the chat.
Yep.
Keep it interesting. Yep.
There you go.
I'm partway watching through both books. Nice. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, hey, Elizabeth, Julianne's writing pulls you in. Yes.
Absolutely.
She digs the claws in and does not let go. Does not.
I had to take some breaks while reading this one though, because it
Seriously. It's a tough topic.
Getting too intense. Like I gotta put this down for a bit.
Like your pulse is like Scarlet. Okay. I need some water, something. Yep. I read this book in like 4 hours. Yeah, I started it this morning. Nice. I love the power being a moderator gives me. Oh, we got some power hungry people in the chat. It's just gonna be Charles and Deja like muting each other each for like 5 minutes. I'm 84% in. I did try and finish it. That's 84% okay. That is okay. We're glad that you're here. We do jump into spoilers pretty quick as the start of the live stream showed.
Clearly.
Have you read her historicals? Eve Dunmore recommended her books to me.
Who?
Julie
and Lindsey? I was like, I'm pretty sure we all know her backstory, and I don't know if there's a historical in there. I'm very confused.
I'm not sure. Maybe there is a comment that I haven't approved that's like not coming through StreamYard, but I'm not seeing an author. But let us know who. Have you read her historicals? Let me know. I'm a slow reader, I guess. No, everyone reads at different paces. It's totally fine. I
you do, Nicole.
Thanks for calling me out on my own live show.
It's not any kind of criticism.
I know, right?
When you finish the book, I think that's almost like a compliment.
It's just a statement, yeah.
I already bought book 2.
Yes.
And I just saw book 3 has a title.
Ooh.
How did you not know? Did I not tell everybody?
You didn't, because you haven't texted me in 2 weeks, but that's fine.
no animosity there.
That's anything on Pinterest, okay? There was that cute little cat that was the walnut cookie.
He's like, I sent you a pin on Pinterest, okay? I interacted.
I haven't been on social media in like over a week. So anyone that's tagged me in something, I'm sorry. And for anyone that I follow, I'm also sorry for when I get on there either later tonight or possibly this weekend.
She'll just go and like all of the things.
I kind of do. I don't.
Hi, Bree. How are you?
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Oh,
Julianne Long.
Julianne.
Got
it. I mean, if Julianne Lindsey did write a historical, I'd be all over it.
Oh,
I know.
all
It's
about
just
it.
like
Yeah.
I think we started there.
Yes, the tea.
Mhm.
I
Okay.
better make sure I'm up to date on my pre-orders.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always got to check. I have this long list of
Oh.
like books coming out in 2021. I do it every year, and it just honestly, I just keep adding books to it, and I just put everything on there, even if it looks remotely interesting, it's gonna go on this list.
So I'm not sure if this was because I pre-ordered the book or if because Julianne Lindsey posted a picture of all of her upcoming releases and I just decided to put it in my phone as that was the title.
Okay.
But in October, it is Protecting Her Baby. I don't know if that's part of the Heartland Heroes. I'm assuming.
Where'd my phone go? I saw something different, but maybe.
Is it Dangerous Abduction? Because that comes out in November.
We need.
And
the
I think those are both Harlequin
Julie,
ones.
let me know
Julie,
the
let
title
us
of the third book.
I was like,
Yeah, we need
title.
title.
Please mute me now. I'm so sorry. I was like, I found it somewhere, and I
Those aren't even like, she doesn't even let like social media know, and you're just letting everybody know like the titles of her books that are being released.
doesn't be like 2 weeks ago when I knew her best friend and her kid's name. I had like haunt my dreams, guys.
She's like, oh my God, everybody's still thinking about that. Not Charles mixing up his authors. The queen is in the chat. Julianne Lindsey is here. They changed Protecting Her Baby to stay hidden.
All right. I'll just be on Amazon if anyone's looking for me.
All right. No worries.
Pre-order button.
You're like, one click, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's pretty bad when you pre-order stuff and forget you pre-ordered stuff, and then you wake up in the morning and go, why do I have no money in my bank account? Oh, yeah, all these.
Yeah. Or like just like packages start arriving at your door.
That's okay.
I'm like, I don't remember ordering anything, but that doesn't mean anything.
That's right. That's right.
Well, not in Julianne Lindsey's books. Packages just showing up on your door.
That's right.
That's always suspect.
Yeah, she does. She spoils everybody for sure. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
I got this cute little postcard. I started crying. I'm like, oh my God.
I'm so terrible with the mail. A week behind on social media. I haven't gotten the mail in probably a week either. I don't even know if there's anything anywhere. Guys, I'm sorry. I'll blanket apology now for forever for anything that you think I may have done, things that I probably did do.
Julianne Lindsey does have so many books releasing. What is it, like 15 this year, ma'am?
I was 11.
Wow. That's
12.
crazy.
Oh, dang.
Catch up. No problem. Title change.
Mm-hmm.
Blackout book buying Sarah.
Oh no, I'm fully aware when I'm purchasing them. I just don't keep a list.
I just do it and then
Do it.
oh yeah, I forgot about that. I know I have to keep like honestly every time I go onto Amazon, I just look at my open orders, be like, okay, what did I pre-order or like what is coming? Because I honestly don't know.
Yep.
She's like 12 question mark, like she doesn't even.
Wow.
12?
I might have wrote another one last weekend. I
Right. I was like, I just wrote another book when I was in Outer Banks. It's fine.
It's all good.
It's fine. And we appreciate you. How do
Well,
you
because
not
the
get the
packages. So my mail usually, packages like books and stuff from Amazon get delivered to my door. So those come to me daily. Those ones are fine. But if I know a book is coming and it didn't arrive on my doorstep, then I'm like, they must have put it in the mailbox. I gotta go. So that's usually what triggers a trip to the mailbox. But I need to get better about that.
Yeah, her mailbox is not in front of her house. It's like down the street.
Yeah, it's one of the It's not a P.O. box or anything, but it's like they got like
It's a community mailbox.
Yeah, and then
that's what I have too.
Yeah.
Yep.
If I had that, I would never get the mail.
Yeah.
Never.
Well,
because I have a hard
why
time
it takes me a week.
Just in front of my house.
When it's 120 degrees outside, anything in the mailbox can stay for a while. And if there's something that can melt and you send it to me, please let me know. Say, hey, do me a favor and check your mailbox.
Yeah.
Because this is gonna melt. I have a love-hate relationship. Yeah.
True.
Honestly, every day I open the mailbox and there's a bill and I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Being an adult sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like my money back because I didn't sign up for this. They lied to us. Seriously, bills. Okay, so SVU surveillance. We have Lucas Winchester, and I just immediately think of Dean Winchester now. Like he's Dean. He's Jensen Ackles. He's Jensen Ackles now. And that's who I thought of. And I'm not mad about it. So yeah, don't be excited for bills. They come at the worst time. You never have any money. I'm just choosing to opt out. I
was like, I'm done with this free trial. I'd like to go back.
Cancel before the real trial starts.
That's right.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, we have Lucas. He's an SVU detective, and then we have Gwen. This is also a second chance because because they were together, they were engaged, and then she had a very traumatic experience happen. Trigger warning for rape in this book, and like she was like brutally beaten, and it was very bad. And then she decided she had to go, and she had to heal, basically. And Lucas never held that against her. He was like, yeah, go heal, whatever you need to do. And so 6 years later, he was never caught, by the way. 6 years later, she's feeling like that sensation that someone is watching her. And now she goes to Lucas for help because he's literally the only one who knows her past and can help her. So that is basically the very poor synopsis of this book. Sorry.
I mean, it was pretty good to get you started.
Nope, you're good.
I was about ready to do my, you forgot about the freaking homecoming invitation. I'm like, whatever psychopath put this on your windshield needs to get hit by a train. Like, it started early with wanting to kill this rapist. And then it got to the point where I was like, no, he needs to get hit by a train, but he'll survive. It's okay. And then he'll get thrown into shark-infested waters and eaten slowly. And then I got to the point.
Sharks. We're back to the sharks from
We're back to the sharks. But then when they found that creepy little outline, I was like, that is not okay. I was like, sharks shouldn't even be put through this. I'm like, this person needs to be ground up and then have a building flattened on top of them. And I still feel like that's not enough.
If anybody didn't know, Jen is triggered by this. And she gets very violent.
I don't know why. I don't know why, but it just randomly started, and I think there was one book or there was one movie, or it's something that I know happens, but for reading or movies, it's just that's an escape. And I feel like rape is too much of a serious topic that you're like, you can't mess around with this. This is reality. And it kind of grounds you. And so for that, I'm like, I can't escape now, and it's not as fun, and I don't like this. So
it does make it makes it more real for sure, because there's like you said, people use reading as escapism, and when it's too real, it really, it brings the reality to
so I was very worried about this book because of that, knowing
I was worried about you when I was reading it.
There were a couple times where I was like, oh, I really want to stop, but it was done very well. I will say that I made it through the whole book. I was glad that I read it. I was glad that everyone, made it through. I do not think 26 years in prison was enough.
I don't either.
No.
I
was like, it said 26 years, and justice was served. And I'm going, excuse you? 26 years? He can get out. And
Jen was like, justice was served. Was it though? Was it?
Yeah, no.
And because I'm thinking he had mentioned, it sounded like he had done this to other women. So I was like, how is 26 years for even if they did 1 or 5, he should have lifetimes for each person. Because I think Gwen said it best. She was like, I said no. And at that point it was rape. And I was like, 100%. He should have stopped. And I'm sorry if I yell in everyone's ears. I will get very passionate about this.
Yeah. I feel like we always get loud. It's
Thanks,
fine.
That's fine. That's fine.
But you did so well with it. I will say, I read a Sandra Brown book that made me not want to read Sandra Brown again because Nicole, you said it would get better. And every chapter it got worse and worse. And then you and Kelsey were like, no, it does. Like, justice is served. And I'm like, if this guy doesn't get hit by a train, like, there's no justice in this book. And then he gets hit by a train. I'm like, it's still not enough.
It was so funny when we were talking about that. She's like, he needs to get hit by a train. I was like, just wait, your moment is coming. Yeah, Deja likes the dark. She likes the, you know, the thriller, she likes it. So Deja, did you read this book? Because I feel like you would like it. You kind of expect a special victim to deal with rape and pretty. It was handled very well.
As a survivor myself, I can say I didn't know going in that that's what was in there, because I don't tend to read the back of the book. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to read it, right? And when we got to what had happened, I kind of went, all right, let's see if we can do this. And it was okay. It was okay. Like, I mean, for me, it was 20 plus years ago, but still, you know, it was very well. But I agree with you, Jen. When it's 26 years, no. No.
Not enough.
Not enough.
A life sentence is actually only 15 years, not actually a lifetime, which that needs to be corrected, because that's
or something like that. Yeah. I mean, okay, the rape is one thing, but he tried to murder her.
Exactly.
Let's be real. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Her
like,
in the side.
Right? And left her for dead. So there's that's got to be something.
Yeah.
Well, in the trial too, he spoke about how he thought he did nothing wrong, that there was nothing wrong with the way he behaved, and so there's no conscience there from his point.
Like, it freaks me out that there are people in the world that can like convince yourself. Like, I know that we all have our like celebrity crushes, and we're like, let's imagine life, but we all know in reality, like, that's way different. And then like, a person can just go, okay, I've met you once, you know, they came back, took my advice. Well, that was date number 1. That was really well. And I was like, what? In what universe is that a date? Like, that's not. Yeah. That's not. But I get it, like, bad upbringing, but sorry.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of things that, in the trial, he was like, I'm sorry I hurt her, but I don't regret it. I would do it again, because we had 6 wonderful years. He literally, like, we had 6 wonderful years together. Like, in his apartment, like, was
skin crawling. You know?
He was so completely fine with the way things worked out. Like, seriously? And then, like, the way, like, all those photos were just, like, Photoshopped.
Yes.
He literally thought they were in a relationship, and they went out on those dates. And I was like,
I'm surprised that his lawyer didn't go for like the insanity defense or something. Like, legit, you know?
Yeah. I haven't read it, but I will eventually. Okay. Yes, you read books. You read books. Like, I don't think so. But this, it's interesting going from her cozy mystery series, because we just read, you know, Patience Price, and then going into a romantic suspense. Even though I feel like, you know, Patience Price was a little bit more, like, it's a little bit more dark, a little bit more sinister than a traditional cozy, but still, like, this is a step above.
Yeah.
But, you know, expecting that in romantic suspense, and yes, I agree with Jen. She did this very well. It was very well written.
I love these romantic suspenses. Like, I honestly have not been exposed to that until we were reading like Seaside Cafe and then Kitty Couture, and I'm like, oh, let's throw these in. I've never read a Harlequin before, but let's give it a go. And they're so good, because I mean, it's 200 some odd pages, fairly short. You can read it in a day, but it's just like, there's such not necessarily this one. I wouldn't say like a good adventure.
But no, you're right though.
Yeah, an adventure, and it's just they're so action packed, and you just, by the time you finish one, you're like, I just went through so much. I don't know. Maybe it's because of COVID and just being like trapped in your home. Like, reading one of these books makes me feel like I've experienced something.
It's true.
So
that is true. You know, it's action packed. Your adrenaline's going, like. You know, it's like sometimes, like Aaron said, you got to put the book down. You got to step away, collect yourself, because your heart's just pounding, and you really feel like you're on this ride with these characters. And, you know, and it's just like action packed from the start. It does not let up until you're done. And like the mix between the action and the gory scenes and the dark scenes are mixed so well. Like, you just, when you think you like, okay, this is a little bit too much. She puts like a romantic scene in there, like a little swoony scene of them together and them kind of like finding
every
their way
time they
back
were at
together.
that college campus and they were walking through there in the fall, I was like, oh, that just made me all the happy.
I also really loved how he was like, when we're here, I think we should hold hands. I'm like, you're really smooth. You're really smooth. I'll allow it. You're very smooth. I got you.
Yep.
He's like, that way, like, I always know where you are kind of thing. You know, you're safe. Like, so if you're like kind of, because you know what happened at that other scene where she runs.
Police station?
I think that was after the college scene, right?
I think so,
along the running track.
Yeah, when like the part where she runs and they found like this little hideout and it was full like a duffel bag with snacks. He had like little to-go baggies of snacks. I'm like, okay. And a large freaking
8-inch knife.
Yes. And then he was like, okay, I got to call this in. He turned his back for a second and he was there. And I'm like, what is this, amateur hour? You just left the hunting knife on the
right?
Yeah.
It'll be fine. I'll get back to you.
It'll be fine. And I'm like, oh my God.
Well, and one thing that I loved and both hated about this too is that we would get something from Gwen's point of view, like in that moment where she's like, someone grabbed me from behind and like covered my mouth, or like in the police station when someone started choking me out. And then all of a sudden we go back to Lucas and it's like a happy little world. Like I'll give a few pages and I was like, we are in a moment. I need to know what's happening. Someone needs to get eyes on Gwen. Like I'm very concerned. I was like, you can't do this. You cannot do this to me.
Seriously, like when that happened, I was just like, what are you doing? Where's your woman? Definitely true. Any book one would hope with their coffees. Yes, their coffees. And they're just, you know, especially when they're kind of like going down memory lane and they're looking at like the photos. And she even had photos of them on her fridge. And I'm like, she still loves him.
Yeah.
It is intense.
It is really intense.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So intense.
Yeah. After that time she was assaulted at the running track in the forest, like anytime they went anywhere, I was just so stressed out because it was like, okay, he's right there.
Like, don't ever leave your house again.
This is the reason why I have this Styles rate bat next to mine.
That's right. That's right.
I'm home alone now, so I need to be able to protect myself.
The one that got me was at the very end when the delivery guy shows up and he bashes her head against. That's when I just kind of went, nope.
Yeah.
And I had to step away for a second, you know?
Because he's like, well, it's time to go home. And then he like nails her head in the wall. Like, you could just like take her quietly. Like you said, go home. Like that seems like such a sweet thing. Like, let's walk out calmly. Let's not bash her head into the wall. That's rude. Sorry.
She even said, she was like, I'll go with you. I was like, how unnecessary. And
it was that.
Bash her face in.
And I think that's what made it that much more brutal.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like he's one of the more brutal villains that we've had, reading a Julianne Lindsey. Like he's definitely a step above. Cat sighting.
I know. I was like, look at the cute little cat. I was like,
it's Bernard. This is Bernard who's trying to eat me.
He's just the cutest.
He is evil.
I mean, cats get kind of hard.
You know, it's like that thing, right?
You're like holding him, giving him kisses, and he's
it's like, let me gnaw your finger off.
That just means that they love you.
That's right. That's right.
He's like, let me go. I am the night. I'm a owl.
Yeah.
You're a handsome man. Yes, I know.
The running is always a problem. Always a problem. You know, like, and she was smart. She changed up her location when she felt like she was being watched and not safe. But that's the thing about having routines like that. Very easy for someone to pick up on. And it's like, I'm sorry, like it's a true thing. And it sucks that, you know, we can't even go out running on the same track that we like because some crazy person is lurking in the trees with his little goodie bag. And, you know, And what also made me really upset is that in his little nest area, he left the trash. I'm like, and he's a little okay,
right? The injustice of it.
The strikes against him are just piling up.
You know what?
For me, I feel like they should have almost caught him sooner because of the trash that he left. I'm like, unless if he's meticulous, which he very well could have been, because he seemed to have he knew where every camera was. He knew where to hide himself, exactly how to cause a moment so that he'd be hidden and out of frame. And I was like, okay, that's fucking creepy. Like, it made me very unnerved to read this book. Again, there was another one that we read that it was another stalker type situation where I was like, I don't feel comfortable leaving my home ever.
Ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like there would have been DNA on some of that trash. And so I was like, I mean, maybe, but he was, okay, I was going to say he wasn't in the system, but then I was like, but he was in the system. So now I'm just like,
Was he in the system though? I don't think he was. I don't think he was ever arrested.
When he was a kid.
Complaints against him. Yeah.
Oh, maybe they were against. Okay, so maybe he didn't
never. He probably was arrested or questioned for the other allegations, but he was never processed.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how that works. I've never been arrested or processed.
Me either. I was like, I was fingerprinted for work, but that was more they wanted to do a background check to make sure I wasn't crazy.
Even being fingerprinted for work, I just was so on edge. I'm just like, this is literally just for work, and I feel like I've done something wrong.
And they had to do my thumb twice. I was like, I swear it's a normal thumb. I didn't do anything. I'm fine.
Oh gosh, anxiety, right?
I'm an overthinker, okay? So literally put me in any situation, I'll be like, this is how it can go wrong, and I'll tell you about 50 different ways. But on the bright side, we might be able to come up with a plan to get out of there, at least 49 of them.
Yeah.
There's just that one to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they only needed one shot to, save the world in Avengers, and they did it. Okay, so there you go.
They did it. I mean, did we have any doubts? It was questionable for a second.
Yeah, I was nervous. I'll be real. I was. Especially when Thanos had the gauntlet the second time. I was like, I don't know how they're getting out of this. He's got it on his hand. I don't know. It's rude. It's all happening again.
Here we go again. Okay.
What was the point of this whole movie? Spoiler alert to anyone who hasn't seen the movie that's been out for 4 years.
And I also... tangent over back to the book. I just wanted to point out that this is dedicated to Alicia Wright.
Alicia Wright, yeah.
Who is a member of our book club. I don't think, is she here today?
I was about ready to point to my screen and be like, there she is. But then I'm like, nobody can see that.
Nobody can see my screen. It's fine. She's here.
Nice.
That is awesome.
Oh, that's Fiona, honestly. Ooh.
Yep. I'm going to bring up all the things.
We just literally started rewatching the cinematic universe, so it's fun.
Are you watching it in cinematic order, or are you watching it in technically chronological order?
Ooh.
Cinematic.
Okay. Because that's how I usually watch them, but then my mom was like, I want to do them chronologically, and it was very interesting to see the differences between the two, but very cool at the same time, because some of the movies that just came out, you watch them first, and they blend so well into everything. And I'm like, Marvel's a fucking genius.
Yeah, we're on Captain America. So
it's like the first one after the Hulk. Did you watch the Hulk?
We didn't watch the Hulk because it's not on Disney Plus. I'm like, okay, I guess we're skipping it because I'm not paying. I'm not paying $4.99 to rent it. I'm not doing
There
it.
you go. Yeah. Gotta have your principles.
True. There you go. Oh yeah, that's right, Shannon. Yeah. I did comment. It's been a long time since I was on social media. I'm sorry. I don't know if I said that here, if that was before the live. It could have been either. It's probably both. I'm sorry. I have no Guinness to blame. I'm just drinking water.
I'm just drinking water? What?
I know.
Not doing it.
I think we ended up getting it from the library somehow. We had to request it.
Oh, okay. Not doing it. Okay, tangent over. Tangent over back to the book. Okay. Okay. Post-it note. Let me go through. Okay. So my second post-it note, we already talked about my first post-it note. It was literally just that what had happened to her 6 years ago. We don't need to rehash that again. All comments are, that's what I say. All comments are appreciated. Doesn't matter when. So my second post-it note is when Colin was asking Gwen what her plans were for the weekend, and she's like, Netflix and chill crossed her mind, except in Gwen's world, the phrase was extremely literal and done alone. And I'm like, Jen, tell everybody about your Netflix and chill story.
Okay, I commented on this so much. I was just, okay, because I highlighted it too, and I was wildly unprepared. Okay, I must be like the most innocent-minded person, which you don't know from me going like, bang it out. So I'm in Europe. We made it to Scotland, and I am feeling like garbage. Like I got sick on vacation. I'm gonna mute myself. Hold on, you can smoke or laugh. It's fine. So I'm just feeling terrible. So, and I post daily so that family can know like I'm still alive. We're making it from location to location. So I put a picture of like Alka-Seltzer, like the European Alka-Seltzer, they call it something different, and like weird ramen soup that they had. And I was like, me and my friend are Netflixing and chilling. Like, just Nicole. Because we were watching Netflix and we were basically sleeping and chilling. Like there was nothing sexual about it. We were just in the hotel room watching Netflix and relaxing. And so I come back from my trip and I have a guy from work. He's like, so you're Netflix and chilling? And I was like,
he was so proud of you.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, we watched Stranger Things and I had soup. And he's like, so you were watching Netflix and you were just chilling? And I was like, yeah, it's Netflix and chill. And he's like, Netflix and chill is very sexual. And I was like, oh my God. Like, and I don't know if I went back and changed it, but I felt so, I was like, oh my God, like how innocent am I?
I was like, Jen's getting some in Scotland. And she wasn't.
What's under those kilts? Still don't know.
Doing it properly in the Highlands, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yay! God. Story time.
I highlighted that too, and I was just like, I had your interpretation the longest time, but now I can't say it anymore because I was like, I know what it means now, and I know.
Oh, you sweet summer child. What in Scotland? Jones. Get a Jamie Fraser.
Thank you. That was my first thought too.
That's when you know you did Scotland right. You fall through some stones and you find a Jamie Fraser. So.
That's right.
Until then, you're doing it wrong, Jen.
I'm sorry. Okay, when I go over to Europe, I'm a tourist. I'm behind my camera, snapping photos and everything, which is why I took like 4,000 pictures when I went for 3 weeks.
And we appreciate it.
It was beautiful and amazing, and I will go back in a heartbeat. So anyone in the group chat that wants to go, let's go. And you guys on the screen as well. I guess you can't be in the group. You can be in both. You're fine. I was like, now I'm overthinking it. Let's just stop.
Oh, okay. Tangent over. Back to the book.
Next
post-it note. So my next post note that we haven't already talked about after I put this comment up.
There are not.
There are.
No. I almost want to have a conversation of, is there anything sexier than a man in a kilt? And what makes a man in a kilt the most sexy? Like, I don't understand it, but it's just like, show me them kneecaps. Like, I need to see
never. I've never been more attracted to knees. Like, honestly, knees. Like, like watching Outlander, like, especially in the first season, he always would like kneel down. And I'm just like, yes, kneel down. Yes. Why? Because knees. I don't know.
It's like the most unattractive part of a body, but you put a kilt on that thing, and I'm like, oh dang!
Yeah,
look at those.
A kilt is like an inch above said kneecap, and I'm like, sexiest thing ever. Yeah. Aaron's like, I'm very uncomfortable. One day, time travel will happen.
True. What? That's amazing.
Wow.
Please say that you're having coffee because that is very early. Or I guess it's very late, depending on if you woke up or if you stayed awake.
MVP of the live tonight.
Yay! Right? Yay!
MVP. I'd be asleep. This is just a weekday.
They
They're
are warriors. I
warriors.
think that's what it comes down to too. There's something
agreed.
primal about it, but
Yeah,
It's
I
very
like it.
primal. Like, drag me by my hair to a cave. I don't care.
that's right.
I don't care. Okay, tangent over. Back to the book.
I mean, is it ever going to be over?
Right.
We tangent all the time. Okay, it's fine.
Well, just that particular tangent is done. Okay.
Until the next one.
Until the next one. So, so when she thought she was hearing someone throwing like pebbles at her window when she was at work.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Colin,
then she
get
was
out of
like,
here, you creeper. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was
she
thinking.
like
It's
talked
Colin.
herself out of it too. She was just like, she shook her head at the nonsense she put herself through. No one was throwing pebbles at her second floor window. I'm like, yes, there is. Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yep.
Are you not reading the same book I'm reading? There is someone throwing rocks at your window. And then yeah, my next book, it's like not even a post-it note. It's like literally the same page. It's like Colin appeared outside of her door, and I was like, it's Colin. I don't really.
I don't know how he's doing it, but he is.
I'm like, this seems too easy, but I don't like Colin, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you
true.
talking about
Maybe.
the book is really the tangent?
Elizabeth calling us out.
I know, right? Dang. On my own life.
Yeah. Colin creeped me out in the beginning there because
Yes.
he made a comment about like, oh, I've stacked up so many rain checks with you, and it's just like, after so many soft no's, that's you got to take it as a hard no.
I know, right?
Thank you, Erin. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Apparently, the soft no's aren't enough, you know?
Well, and then
Yeah.
he's like, that's not a direct no. And yeah, when he walked away, oh my gosh. After, words, I can't even blame alcohol, guys. I should have like a bottle just to have it to be like, I blame this.
You're not even drinking it.
But yeah, when he walked away after getting said no again and like, oh, it's not a no. You're right. It's like how many no's do you have to get before you get it? Like
how many times does she have to let you down easy
before
for you to get it?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Yeah,
just like,
she's got to work with this guy every day, you know?
Yeah, like, she doesn't want to make it awkward, you know?
Her
like,
coworkers were awkward. Like,
oh, yeah.
I was like, get out of her space.
That's a little much.
Her coworkers were so all up in her business. Like, come on.
Yep.
You look a little flushed. Is there a man involved? It's like, get out of here. Like, she's a mom of 4, so I get it. She's probably trying to live vicariously through her. But at the same time, I'm just like, leave the poor girl alone.
Yep.
She's been through so much. Let her move past at her own pace.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm just like, you know what? It's like, if you want to live vicariously through someone, find some real friends. You are my coworker. I'm not your friend.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
You are my coworker. Get out of here. After everything she's been through, that she still ran by her.
Yeah.
Because it was insane to me. Made 100% logical sense. Like, she had a routine. She'd get in the car, she'd lock the door immediately. She'd as she was running up, she'd check under the thing, and then she looked in the back seat, and I was like, I do that too. Like, I'm uncomfortable now reading it, but
can I put a public service announcement out there for anyone?
Sure.
Yeah.
Don't waste time looking under your car. I learned this from coach when I was going through counseling after my assault. The time it takes you to stop and look under your car, someone can come up behind you.
Yep.
Get in the car. If you're in the car, the worst they can do is grab your ankle. Sorry, just a public service announcement.
At that point, you just yank your foot as hard as
That's
you
right.
can.
Also, I was thinking of something else too. Like, she was already in her car, and the doors were locked, and then there was a flyer on the windshield.
Yes.
Do not ever get out of your car to get anything on your windshield. Don't do it, because then again, they will grab you and go. So it's like, if something is on your windshield, leave it. It's not important. It's not important.
Like, you can litter that. No. That's okay. That littering is all right.
Yeah, that's
I know. She's like, but it will fly off in a litter. And I'm like, you're really sweet. Don't.
I was like, be driving on the freeway, roll down the window, and hope that you grab it and you're fine. That's all.
That's right. That's right.
It's like, it's not worth it. It's not.
No,
worth
it's
it.
not worth it.
But yeah, like she got into her garage. She'd have the door closed before she got out of her car. She'd get out of her car. She'd unlock the door before she did anything. She relocked the door. I was like, oh my gosh, like I can only imagine like that is how you're gonna have to get through a situation like that just to be able to feel comfortable and safe. But then after everything else that we learned, like he was watching her the whole time. I'm like, oh.
The cameras that were installed at her house.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, no.
It made me, I cringed. I cringed so bad. I was like, oh no.
And the way that they blended in so seamlessly.
Yeah.
And that's why she didn't notice. I'm like,
creepy.
It makes me want to like go in my backyard and just get like a heat signature, some SVU goggles, and being like, what's out here? Is there anything that I need to be aware of?
yeah.
I mean, I feel like I should trust people, but I've read too many books now, and I don't trust anybody.
I know.
Nobody. And that's unfortunately, the world.
Sadly.
Yep. That is
Yeah.
hard truth.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it was terrible. But yeah, it's just like Jen was saying, like what you have to do to be able to move forward after something like that.
Yep.
And to basically, that's what she had to do to take control of her life again.
But it's good that she did that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise, just the fear would be disabling.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So I was glad that we got to see that aspect of it, like the survival part of it, and like moving on. And this won't control my life or every decision I make. Like I choose to live. I choose to continue to live. I feel like I love that part of it because it's, I don't know, like if I try to put myself in her shoes, I feel like I'm very weak. I don't know if I could or if I would want to. And I know that I would hope that I would have a good enough support system to be like, no, you've got to get through this. Like you're stronger than this.
In her mind, it was a one-off. She didn't know that he had been stalking her. Yeah. In her mind, this guy did this to her. But was he really going to waste his time trying to find her to do it again?
Right.
She didn't know that. And then to find out afterward, that would just be,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because in her mind, she was simply in the wrong place at the
wrong time.
She knew better. She shouldn't have been walking this path late at night, even though it was a short distance away from her dorm. Like she made all the excuses. But yeah, just to find out that this had been like thought out, it
was premeditated, essentially.
100%.
Sure. And the fact that, at one point she said, I am a victim, like, present tense, like 6 years later, I'm a victim. And Lucas was like, you're not a victim, you're a survivor.
Yeah.
You're fighting every day. And he's like, I'm so proud of you. Even that one teacher at the college, she was like, I'm really proud of you.
Oh, for sure.
And then at the end with the, who was it? She was on the phone with the police lady. What is the word for them? Yes. And what she had said, like the encouraging words, like, you can do this. Like, you survived so much. I was like, oh, I love that lady said that. Because in that instance, it's like you've already been captured a second time. Like where her mind was at. The fact that 2 months later, she can kind of be in a better place. I was like, I feel like I would need at least another 2 years.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Yeah.
But like, again, she probably had that great support system who was just like, okay, you made it through it again. This person is caught. They cannot come after you.
Again,
26 years, like, we'll make sure we get him for something more. And then like it lasts 26,000 years. We're okay there.
Maybe he'll just die in jail.
Yeah. Hopefully he gets one of those like shaped.
Fingers crossed. I mean, come on.
I really hope this fictional person gets killed.
I really hope this person.
Julia and Lindsay's writing an epilogue for later books.
Novella.
Remember the dude from book one? Yeah.
It's like not even an epilogue. It's just like one sentence tacked on.
For Jen at the back. Yeah. For Jen.
He was shanked in prison. Yes.
And then fed to the sharks.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you have book 4 written or if you could just like throw that line in there, because I'm assuming some of the brothers are hopefully coming back, because I love them all.
I'm picturing the scene. They're all sitting like a coffee shop, and the one runs in and goes, "Hey, I heard about dude from book 1," and he's like, "Guess what happened to him?"
He was brutally shanked.
He was brutally shanked. Not just regular shanked, brutally.
And then
there is a difference.
Seems like something the oldest brother, was it Derek?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So.
seems like something his character would do because he's the private investigator. So
Yeah, just like you know.
Is it possible? Is he book 4? Amazing. Blaze! There's a chance. I don't know who book 3 is on.
Maybe. But then, like he did say, like he's a private investigator. He can work outside of the law. He has a little bit more wiggle room than his brother.
That's right.
Like,
That's right.
And I'm just like, yeah, just pass a shank along. It's totally fine.
Yeah. I like it. Nicole, thank you. Julie, you don't even need to put the line in there. We know that's what happened. Thank you.
Yeah, it's fair.
Just that 5-second fan fiction there for you. You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, because Jen is going to be a heroine in a book, and she's going to get a man. She was very much a survivor. I just want to go back to this comment. You know, she felt like even though, you know, she was doing a lot, you know, like surviving and, you know, basically like how she can, she still felt like she was, you know, a victim and it wasn't enough. Like she still felt like she wasn't healed yet. And it's like, just what you're doing is amazing. Like you don't know how amazing it is for you to just, you know, wake up every morning and face the day and go outside your house. Like that is such an accomplishment and you shouldn't belittle that. And just, yes, like you could always, you know, she was going to therapy, you know, she had like just signed up for like that. I thought.
I think it was more recently. Yeah.
More recent.
So, yeah.
And so it's just like to heal more, but just the leaps and bounds that she had come already, like that's like fantastic. And I love that. Like, yes, I love that people were reminding her of that.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, we need you to introduce the cat.
Oh.
Yeah. 75% cat.
Oh my gosh, Pumpkin is so cute. I mean, all the cats.
She showed up on our doorstep just before a winter storm blew in, and so now she's here.
Hello.
She picked us.
That's always how it works, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's so cute. I hope all the brothers are getting their. I hope so.
I hope so.
Yeah. We got Lucas, and then we also have Derek, Blaze, and Isaac.
Yes.
Do you know
even though he's a cousin, he's not technically a brother, but he grew up with him. I really liked him too. Like he was so. I was just like, okay, maybe he, you know, I was like, I really wanted his story because, you know, he became a paramedic because he stood vigil at her side when she was like fighting for her life in the hospital, and he was just like, when I think it was Lucas's mom who was like, oh, you don't want to do this in college anymore, and he was like, well, none of these people had a hand in saving Gwen's life, so I want to be like them. And I'm like, oh my god,
yes. And then him taking from his architecture thing to the Isaac's story was so sad.
All right, everybody, that's it for today's live stream.
Can you write fan fiction for us?
Yeah, I would pay you.
I was like, I think we all would.
Just a PDF.
Yeah. Dealing PDFs on the street corner.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me sad.
But I always, because now I think Henry is usually a very common name, and I think we called her out a couple weeks ago on it, and it's just a name that she likes. So I'm going, I really want to look. I always look for Henry, and I was like, Henry wasn't here. I missed him.
Next is Blaze, then Derek, then Derek's brother Cruz,
then
his brother Knox. Okay,
nice.
I mean, it's not Isaac, but I'll take it, I guess.
I mean, I'm sure Isaac will be sprinkled throughout, so I like that.
Yes, at least we'll probably get to see him.
Yes,
can you like a secondary love story, like sprinkled in the back, like just a little bit in one of their books? Just do it.
I know you've got a certain word count, but if you could throw that in, it'd be great.
Well, the word count is fine.
Yeah, Just tell us he went on a date with someone and he met the love of his life. Just tell us that. That's all.
That's all we care. Yeah,
like Colin and the therapist lady, and then he moved. He's out of the picture now.
Yes.
Or whatever.
Yes.
You know, he was just creeping on his physical therapist.
Right.
He wore her down.
Occupational
That's
hazard
it.
for that career.
even in the epilogue, he's like, oh, he fell madly in love with his therapist. I'm like, run. Bitch, run for your life. So bad.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, I think we at least get a novella for reals.
Mhm.
I was like, do Harlequin have novellas?
I think
They do. Okay.
Some.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've seen them for the historical line.
Oh.
I need to read the historical. I need to read some of these Blazes, the Dares.
Read
I
all
watched
of
your
them.
category video because I was like, which one is the dirtiest? And we'll
The Dare.
start there. Dare.
Watching movies, novels. Great. Thanks for that. Okay. So next post-it note. I just highlighted it almost like this whole paragraph, but this is when she was in the shower and she was like letting herself have a little breakdown. And it's like she let herself have the breakdown she needed under the stream of hot water and imagine the heartbreak, the fear, and desperation circling the drain at her feet, down the drain beside her tears. She emerged from the shower with renewed resolve, with purpose, and with hope. I'm like,
So
love
good.
it. I love that. Because sometimes like you just need a good cry in the shower. Like, yes.
It's true. It's true.
Oh yeah.
I loved him. They do, yes.
Yes, that's it. Thanks, Shannon.
I'm done.
I knew you would know.
Shannon knows everything.
She's
She
a
does.
fact checker.
She's a fact
Right?
checker.
Yeah. She's
a book club
eagerly doing it.
I know, right?
Sorry if anyone just got a notice. Julie and Lindsay tweeted about us, and all I see is our picture and then the cat. And I didn't even read anything. I was like, "There's a cat, and he's watching us."
If it's just about a cat, Jen will go
It may have been-
crazy.
I wonder if it was when your cat, because it's closer to your, because at least on mine, Aaron, you're in my bottom left corner, and that's where the cat is. And I was wondering if maybe your cat, because your cat came at that angle. I don't know. I'm only speculating. I haven't read what the tweet is about.
Shannon, we need a fact check.
Get to Twitter ASAP.
Oh, Shannon, I didn't even need Google for that one, she says. She's like, that was in my noggin. All right. Oh, okay. So yeah, my next post note is just like, yeah, he fixated on her because we found out that he had actually like for 8 years.
Speculation wins.
I love pumpkin.
Awesome. She's a sweetheart.
Yeah, my next post-it note is when he just lets Gwen get taken by knife point, and I'm like, what is this, amateur hour? I literally said, what is this, amateur hour? Like, what were you doing?
Because I feel like she was only ever kidnapped when he was around. And that was a comment that I had earlier, but I forgot. So they're always like, how is he not seeing this guy? He's like, I've been specially trained for this. How did that guy not come up? So, I mean, I guess it's a credit to the creeper who like did his homework. But at the same time, I'm just like, sir, he led you to go to the forest first. Second, you answered the door. Like, you should have your gun out. Your woman is in trouble.
Yeah.
Don't leave her at the police station. It's not safe. But yeah, like walking on campus, he's like, let's hold hands. I'm like, you need to hold her hand forever. She's not allowed to go to the bathroom without you. Like,
right?
eyes on Gwen. After the first or the second time, like, never again.
No.
Never again. Yeah, my next post note is like the same blade that Lucas had just dumped from the bag and left on the forest floor to be used against her. I'm like, again, is this your first day? I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
Well, even I think wasn't it his superior officer who made that comment as well, being like, either you're too close to the situation or you're just not doing your job well right now because you're compromised.
Yes, it was that detective, and she was like, first of all, what the heck are you doing here? Second of all, like, this is my jurisdiction. What are you doing here? Like, you are too close to the situation. And he's like, she's like, let's take a big boy step back. I was dying laughing. I was like, oh. She said, take a big boy step back. I was dying laughing. Because it's also true.
100%.
100%. And he was, he was chastised, but it was, sorry.
It's insane to me that the brothers just kind of, after that happened to her, they changed their life, and he spent 6 years, and even because he couldn't, it was a closed case. I think it was a cold case at that point.
Yeah.
He still worked it like every day for 6 years. I'm just like, that's dedication. Like, you should have told her about it, been like, hey, I'm here if you need me. You don't need to wait until something traumatic or weird, creepy feelings come to you. Like, let's do this.
Yeah. Okay. So I found the quote. I found the quote from Detective Anderson is her name. And
there we go.
It's like, whatever personal connection you have with the victim might be solid motivation for you, but it isn't doing you or your friends any favors. So I suggest you take a big boy step back, or the next time you cause chaos like this, I'm contacting your supervisor and I'll have you sent home. I'm like, and I'm like, Detective Anderson, you can step on my neck and I would thank you.
Yes.
I have some intrigue sub-novellas as well. The new Carol Erickson. Okay.
Yes, you are correct.
Okay.
Missed the cat fact check request. Yes, but it's fine.
Dinner is important.
We got it from the source. It's fine. Right? I was just like, yes, I love a woman in power. Give it to me.
That's right.
Okay. So, my next post-it note is when they were at the college and he actually drew like an outline of a body with a hunting knife stabbed through the invitation. I'm just like, first of all, no one saw him do that. Like, it couldn't.
How long did that take? I want to know.
Yeah, because I think there were like balloons and everything around it too. I'm like, how do you not notice? Or like even in security footage, like, how do you not catch this guy? He can't know where all of the cameras are on campus. Like, maybe no.
Like, it's literally, it's like, it's not at night. It's not like, there are kids or like college kids, like, walking around. It's the middle of the day and no one noticed. I mean, I'm sure he's not doing Pablo Picasso taking an hour. He was still there for a while to do that. I'm like, I wonder,
maybe he did it at night and it was something that they discovered in the morning. Because I feel like this was early on, because I think they had just gotten coffee too. And no, this would have been around lunchtime, because I think that they were visiting other places on campus to try and refresh her memory.
That's right.
And then they were gonna go. She's like, "Let's get this out of the way, so I know it's behind me." Yeah. And then like the kids are like, "That's not even the right date." I was like, "Get out of here, stupid!" Like, there's more important things.
Not even the right date.
This is not about you.
Disregard the hunting knife that's just stabbed in the ground. The date's wrong on those invitations.
That's what I'm gonna focus on,
because that's the important bit. Yeah. Harlequin also has online reach, but I'm learning all kinds of new things.
Yep.
You should watch Sarah's video. I did, because I was like, I need to figure out what the dirtiest one is, and I was like, "Slow down, Professor! I'm writing everything down."
I should do like a graphic of like, hot to cold. Just pretend.
Oh my gosh! Yes, we do like the meter,
right?
Like the hotness meter. I would love that.
I mean, the video itself gave you a lot of good information, but I think it was around historical, and you didn't say how steamy it was, and I was just like, this is the one that I need to know the most.
They can be, or they cannot be. It depends on what the author decides to do.
Got it. Okay, it's good to know. But I've seen some covers of those historicals, and I need those.
Need it.
All the Highlanders.
Yes. You can't go wrong with the Highlander. Let's just be real.
Nope.
He can do no wrong. Yes, we need it. By popular demand, please. Okay, so when she was in the police station and she was in the bathroom and she looked up and then it's like, and saw the masked man reflection, I literally jumped. I was just like, okay, she's fine. She's fine. She lifted her gaze to the mirror, wet towels pressed to her chest, and saw the masked man. I'm like, ah! I literally jumped. I'm like, oh my God.
One place that you think you're going to be safe. You're in a police station, you know?
Yeah.
And when they were going over that and they were like, this one person is like standing in front of the camera, I was like, what is with these people?
Yeah.
Well, because when someone she got coffee spilled on her and the guy was like, there was nobody behind him. I'm like, this guy that just spilled coffee on you got to be concerned about him.
Yes, he's in on it. Yeah.
Accomplice.
And as soon as he went up to Lucas and he's like, the red hair with this person, so it looks like, oh yeah, that's her right there. I was like, this is not the guy. The other guy got to him. Like, you gotta, where's Gwen? Full on panic mode at that point. Everyone was a rapist until they were not guilty. And
Everybody was a rapist.
I was so nervous. But this
everybody
made me think of something else, because with Gwen being a survivor, I was really hoping in this moment that the guy that Lucas was always after and his girlfriend would never
Tommy?
Was it Tommy?
Tommy. Yeah. His name is Tommy. Yeah.
Tommy, yeah. And his girlfriend would never go against her. I was really hoping they would have a moment in the bathroom and she'd be like, listen, you gotta throw him under the bus or something like that. Just like, you got to protect you. And so I was hoping for that. So yeah, when the guy came with the mask, I was like, that's not expected. But I was hoping they would go back to it at some point and just like, maybe that was something that she did and was going to help other people. But that might be too much like cookie cutter of what they would do. I don't know.
Who knows? I just laughed at this comment. It's like, the Scottish men can do wrong if you're a British soldier. That's true. That's true. I'll allow it. It's fine. This is when I highlighted like all of their names. Like it was literally like in like a sentence, like Lucas, Derek, Blaze, and Isaac. And I'm like, well, hopefully there's 4 books. And there is 4 books, but it's not about Isaac, and I'll be fine. And let's just move on, okay?
Who knows? I love Cruise, okay?
So my next post-it note is that Colin went to her house to check on her, and then like, does he stop by your place often? And she's like, no, never. I didn't even know he knew where I lived. I'm like, suspicious.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Creepy.
Suspicious. You know, because I'm like, that's not right. That's okay. I loved it. 6 Winchesters.
I think I just did 7. 6.
I'm so excited she had an extra finger.
I was
hoping for 7. Yeah.
Me and Sarah on the same page.
That's right. Subliminal messaging that she'll write the 7 and post it somewhere for us.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So funny. And I'm just kidding. They're gonna look like Dean. I'm sorry. Like every single
they're all
one.
gonna. The brothers all look exactly the same.
Oh my God. The number, like, what's the twin like for 6? Like, what's that number? Like if you have like 6.
Oh, 6 tuplets?
6 tuplets.
Yeah.
Like stufflets.
And they all look like Jensen Ackles. Honestly, I would be able to handle it. I would love. Oh my God, I would love it. Oh my God.
Although it wouldn't be a sandwich. There's too many. It's too many.
It'd be like a casserole. But
this took a weird turn. Sorry, guys.
Weird turn.
Nicole, you can only take 5 guys. I don't know where you're going.
I know. I will be left hanging. I only have 3 holes and 2 hands. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. This is far enough in the live where the YouTube is not really watching anymore, right?
I was like, I knew what you were going to say because you said that to me many times. We've been in multiple group chats where the Five Guys comment comes up and you always say that. Oh, it's time.
True. I feel like we're far enough into the live where the YouTube people have stopped watching and I can say comments like that now.
They're like, oh, they're just talking about books. How boring.
It's fine.
I mean, Isaac could be Sam because he's a cousin.
Is that why his book was nixed?
Sorry.
I just only hear about Dean fans.
That's awesome.
Oh, it was Jared Padalecki. No. I mean, if Dean wasn't around, I guess.
Oh,
yes.
100%.
100%. Yes.
Yeah. Even the backlist stuff. I know that that's not like an insta buy, but if it comes available and it's not, $900, I'm on it.
Yeah. We had found the Julie and Lindsey black market on Amazon where they wanted like $1,000 for her book. I'm like, I love you, but I don't have $1,000 readily available.
I found the first book on Books for like $20. It was a signed edition, and I was like, I'm so excited. I bought it without even thinking about it, and then I looked at the seller,
as you should,
and they had the worst ratings, and it was like 2 stars, and it's like you have between a 0 and 80% chance of getting this, and I'm like, I'm hoping for 80 because that's
no.
After a month, it never came, so I had to request a refund, which I did get a refund, but at the same time, I was just like, where the hell did this book go? Because I want it now.
Yeah.
I need.
Oh my gosh.
Because I was gonna come on here and then be like all catty, being like, "Oh, look at this book that I have here, Nicole. Like, you can't see this. You can't come over to my house without me like hiding this book from you."
I would just like show up.
I'm like, "Hey, Jen, let me look at your bookshelves."
You wouldn't even know I was there, like a thief in the night.
I've got my bat. Don't come at me. I swing at anything.
You're even like one hint of a suspicious movement.
There you go.
So funny. All right, tangent over.
Back to the book.
Back to the book. Alrighty. So they were talking about there was like this little cute little banter, and he was like, "You don't like my bed?" She was like, "You know what I mean. Your bed is fine. A little empty without you in it." But the train of thought brought her mind to a full halt. Did she want him in bed with her? For what? I'm like, girl, please. For what? Come on. This is Jensen. I mean, this is Lucas Winchester. For what? If you don't know, you're beyond help. And honestly, every time they literally had almost kissed, a phone would ring, and I'm about to ban phones. Illegal.
I know it's torture, but I love those moments. I love those interrupted sweet moments. I'm like, oh,
like so close.
So close.
This is why I like the real thing better. That's
yeah. I'm like, oh my god, someone better be dead or dying. I don't know. Oh, okay. So this post-it was just that we find that Colin was attacked and in the hospital and comatose, and I'm like, I'm on to you. You probably did it to yourself.
Yeah. Just went and got into a bar fight, just
yeah,
clear
make it look good.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, and when they're talking about warning him, they're like, "Oh, well, we need to warn him in case this guy's after him." It's like, don't warn him; it's that he's going to know that they're on you.
Yeah.
They obviously didn't warn him because he got attacked, and I'm just like,
well, they did though. They got a hold of him because that was the thing. Like, she couldn't get a hold of him for the longest time, and I'm like, that's because he's creeping on you, lady. Like, be careful. And then he answered for, I think Lucas called him and filled him in on like need to know information. So at that point, I was like, okay, I suspect you a little less, but I still suspect you. And then when he ended up in the hospital, I was like, I'm gonna say you're not you're not the guy. That was at the point where I turned, because I see where you're coming from. I probably should have been like, oh, you did it to yourself, because my mind should have gone, but it did not.
Even when like he, what's his name? Philip stood in front of her, literally had just tased Lucas. I'm like, no, it ain't him. Nope. It's Colin. What is he
doing? Like you're working with him.
It's Colin. What are you doing there? That's really rude how like he just totally like tased him twice. Yeah. And Isaac is like, let me check your pulse because you were tased twice.
And then just shake it off.
And I like how was it Derek?
I think it was.
It was Derek who was like, run. Just get out of there, get in your car and go. And she was like, I can't leave him. I'm like,
he would want you to leave him.
Yes,
and then
he would.
Like, what could he do in that time frame? And I'm like, doesn't matter, get out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Derek would be like, he would never forgive himself if something happened to you. You need to run. And what's the first thing he said when he comes to? Run. Like he's like, get out of here.
Leave my ass behind. Go.
Yep.
Save number one. That's you, lady.
But I kind of get it though. At that moment, I was worried too, because this guy had been one step ahead of him the whole time, and it's like, is he just waiting right outside the door for her to run so that he can grab her as she's coming out?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking that too. It's like, even if she did run, I feel like he would just grab her like as soon as she tried to get in the car or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I thought she was going to get stabbed again at like any second. I'm like, no one's safe. He stabbed her twice, actually. He'll do it again.
He choked her out. Yeah.
Literally choked her out. I just, that kind of stuff, like you're like, especially because he was so sure that they were in love and he still was able to do this to the person he loved. Like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very, very crazy. I love how patient Lucas was. Yes. Yeah. He was like, he left it completely up to her hands. He never made the first move. It was always her. So one time he did, he like reached for her hand and she flinched and he never did it again. He always let her, make the moves on him, which whatever helped her be in control. But yeah. So my next post-it note. My next post note was basically that, he was put away for 26 years and I thought that was not enough. And I immediately went to Google if there was a death penalty thing in this state, but I forgot which state they were in. So I forgot. So I'm just like, oh no. But yeah, 26 years for what he had did, especially because he had done it to other, we were saying in the beginning, he'd done it to other women too.
It wasn't just her.
And the premeditation that they were behind, he had covered his tracks on those to the point. The Rehypnol, I was like, what? First of all, maybe take Kingsman because it's like, oh, because they drank the champagne in that movie. Side note. Anyways, but with the Rehypnol, and kept making her drink it and everything, and I'm just going, oh my god! And that's what he did to other people, and he left. I'm like, okay, you left, they saw you leave. But at that point, it's like if someone comes and you don't have if you have solid proof, essentially, this person did it, you should be able to go back and relook at everything else, being like, okay, these were questionable at the time, and there was people that said, yeah, he left. You should be able to go back to those and go, okay, he probably did leave, but he probably also came back later that night, and that's when things occurred. They should be able to bring. I would hope that they could bring those back up and then maybe kind of, get him for longer. But because of the novella that we wrote earlier in this live stream about him getting shanked.
The novella that we wrote.
It all works itself out in the end.
Brutally shanked. Sorry, I got to make sure I put the brutally in there.
That's right.
Can't just be a regular shank.
No, we can't let him get off too good. Okay. So yeah, and my last post-it note was literally about Colin falling head over heels for his physical therapist. And I'm like, run. Okay.
Run, don't walk.
Run.
I love that he used the same ring though to re-propose to her again.
Yeah.
That was cute.
And then rebuilding the home. I liked that as well. I was just that's so sweet. Build your home together.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Yeah, he was there for her. He really loved her. And I felt it. It was nice. I really liked this one.
They
I
were
mean,
really
there was like, those dark scenes, but then it was just the right. I mean, I could have stood for more smut, but there was just enough of the sweet stuff and like the lovey-dovey stuff, and I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
How affected she had been by what happened. I really liked the fact that it was sweet, because I don't think it would have been true to character if she had just jumped into bed with him, because
Mm-hmm.
right, that's the way that I was looking at it.
Yeah.
So, you know,
100%. You're so.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
5 stars, obviously.
Hello.
And Lindsey, of course, it's 5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm looking forward to the next one and the rest of them.
Yeah.
Those ones we have to wait until October, November on. But
Yeah, right.
We have book club
we
stuff.
at least have
planned.
this one, which just came out for US people. Now I feel like I have to know, because I did a review on Amazon, which I don't know if it went through, because it says we're reviewing your review, and I was like, what does that even mean? For this one. And there's someone from the UK that had it in February, so I was like, oh, now I know that these are all. Check your local area. This is book 2.
And don't forget,
so much.
yes, thank you. As a side note, if anyone's interested, if you want to pick up the books, you can buy them a month ahead on the Harlequin website, a month ahead of the release date on Amazon on the Harlequin website.
Oh.
That's good to know.
Paperback and ebook.
Okay.
Yes.
I usually buy them that I'm like, oh, look, I feel like I'm so excited. You know, I have the book a whole month ahead.
You're like, I got it early. What?
Yep, I have my in, you know, like.
And if you can cut Amazon out, you know.
Yeah, just kind of Amazon for anything, right?
Oh, for sure.
Y'all still here? I honestly shouldn't be. You left? Come on, man.
I mean, Charles left too. All of our moderators had disappeared.
Could have been a free for all in the comments.
Yeah, sometimes these go for almost 4 hours.
It's true. It's true. Well, and for you guys, it's like a whole hour later now too, isn't it? Or is it earlier?
Yeah.
So
So
it's
for me,
later.
it starts at 8 instead of 7, but that's fine.
Yeah, mine was for 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh! That means it's like midnight. Almost.
It's 10:21. I'm not in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. It's all good.
My bad, guys. 10:30 is not too terrible. Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't leave. I just had y'all on mute. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you.
fair. Okay.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, we did give a lot of spoilers.
We talked all about this book.
Yep.
Oh, nice! Yay!
Oh,
It is
good,
on the
good.
UK.
Hey,
10:21 is the new midnight.
You get to an age where staying up till 9, that's about as much as you can do.
That's like 4 a.m.
You
right?
got to put 2 kids to bed, and then you got little time for yourself. Then you fall asleep.
I don't even have a kid, but I like literally the other day. I think it was Saturday. It was like 8:15, and I'm like, "Can I start getting ready for bed, or is that like grandma age?" I was so ready. I was exhausted. Maybe it's just the heat. I blame the heat of the summer for that, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't have kids to blame, so I'm just old.
Just old. So yeah, this is the next live stream. If y'all want to take a screenshot.
Yay.
Pose.
My rant for the evening.
There you go. That's fair. That's fair.
You know, sometimes it happens like that. You need your rest.
Absolutely.
Especially because I keep waking up at 5 a.m. without the alarm clock. My alarm is set for 6:30. You want? And I wake up at 5 because half the time Jack Ryan decides that my feet are the things to claw at in the morning, and that's not a fun way to wake up.
Yeah, it's those bed monsters that he's protecting you from.
That's right.
He's doing that for you.
Don't worry, Jack. I've got my bat now. You don't
have to do anything.
Yes, everybody poses for the screenshot for the next. Come on. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take a little nap and then you're back.
I wish.
Yeah, no, I can't.
I can't do that anymore.
Nowadays, if I go down for a nap, I'm not waking up till the next day.
Right? That's a thing.
There's no such thing as a nap when you're older. There's sleep. That's it.
I wake up and I'm like, what year is it?
I'll be sitting here like in the afternoon on a Sunday, like falling, and my husband's like, just go to bed. I'm like, no. If I go to bed, either I'm not waking up till the morning or I'm not going to sleep again tonight. It's one or the other.
Yeah.
Cats are the most reliable alarm.
They are.
This is a true fact.
That's amazing.
3:30.
Again. All
Wow.
the way
Man.
yeah.
I'm 40% through Ruin and Rising. Okay.
Because Ruin and Rising is book 3, right?
Yeah.
So then, okay, so now all you have to do now after this one is Six of Crows, Crooked Kingdom, and King of Scars. All by May 5th. I 100% believe in you, Elizabeth. You got this. You're the MVP. Go.
Yeah.
She also
Good
has
job,
to read-
Elizabeth. I didn't even try.
She also has to read Rule of Wolves as well.
Oh, that's true. I was just saying to get to, I guess, even to get to the live stream and Rule of Wolves. Throw that one in there, but you're making it.
You got this. You're totally fine. I'm so jealous of your naps. So jealous.
Naps are totally naps are like wasted on children.
Yes.
Adults need nap time. In the middle of the workday for an hour, we're shutting down.
That would be so nice. I feel like I'd come back after the nap and be like so much more productive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, all the naps that I refused to take as a child, I'm like, you're a monster. You are going to want this when you're older.
Yeah.
You don't know how good you have it.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, can I put this in a bank and like cash it in later? Like my boss, I didn't take a nap when I was 3, so I'm gonna go ahead and steal that one now.
Take this one now.
It was a 4-hour nap that I was scheduled for, so I want all 4.
Yeah.
Scheduled nap would be a thing.
That's right.
All the time.
Yeah.
All right. And also, if you're reading Percy Jackson with me and Bree at the Locked Booktician, this is the next one for those lives.
Everyone smiles.
Thank you.
Oh. Sorry, I read ahead.
I've read the children, but my library's backed up for yay! I love that Julie's in our book club.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I'm gonna try and get Heidi to read that one.
Yes.
And maybe I can drag her on the live show. Who knows?
Yes. Making nap time.
Sorry, I'm like cat focused now.
Yeah. Laser focused on the cat.
I was like, I saw the ears and I was like, there, the shitty.
Yeah.
No awkward smiling.
The other 2 came by, but they didn't want to get on camera.
Let's check Ryan. He's sleeping in the hallway, although he's in depression session right now because the parental unit's packed up and left for vacation for a while. So both cats are like, we're alone forever. And I'm like, I'm still here, guys. I'm probably working from home. I'll be here all
They
day.
left us.
Oh my god.
Exactly. I'm gonna set it up for Percy Jackson. You got this, Shannon. You got it. Yay.
Yes.
Nice.
All right. Is there anything else anybody wants to talk about? Any last minute thoughts, questions, concerns?
Concern? No.
If not, I think we're going to wrap it up.
Awesome.
Thank you to our special guests, Sarah and Aaron. We appreciate you for coming on. It's always a lot of
Thank
fun.
you for having
Always
me.
fun.
Yes.
Always lots of fun. If anybody else wants to be in one of the lives, the sign-up sheet is in the description box for you.
They're filling up.
Yeah, they are. I'm super excited.
I know. Not that talking to you, Nicole, isn't wonderful, but other
That's
people
fine.
is awesome as well.
You haven't texted me in 2 weeks. It's fine.
I'm gonna text
I know you don't want to talk to me.
As soon as I wake up in the morning at 5 a.m., I'll be like, good morning, Nicole. I know it's on your serve, so you're going to be fine.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Don't test me. I get up from my COVID shot at like 4:40 2 weeks from now. So I'm gonna text you.
Yeah.
I Snapchatted you when it happened the last time.
You did. You did.
You didn't respond until 11. Oh, I Snapchatted you a week ago. There's not no communication.
She's like, I sent you a pin on Pinterest. I sent you a Snapchat.
I sent you a Snapchat of Jack Ryan the other day when he was upside down in the office. Don't even say that was like 2 days ago. Okay, ma'am. You don't send me anything back other than the little laughing emoji.
An emoji doesn't count. Huh?
Yeah.
I still responded. I even think I sent you a pin back.
You did.
Thank you, Julie, so much.
Yes, thank you,
Julie.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Okay. Well, everyone have a wonderful night, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.